That's it. So, I mean, if you don't mind, I thought I'd just take a bit of time here just to speak to maybe some of our community, just about your journey. And if you're happy for me to just ask you a few quick questions about the overall experience.
Sure.
Awesome. So, firstly, a nice simple one. Can you just tell us a little bit about your family and where you're from in Australia?
Well, we're obviously situated in Victoria, but we're in a suburb of that in Mernda, so the northern suburbs of Melbourne.
Yep.
2 kids, both work. Anything you want to add?
Kids
Primary
are in
school.
grade 5 and grade 1, so they're homeschooled at the moment.
Yep. And is
Good
work
fun.
for you guys still quite busy, or how's that all working at the moment?
Yeah, we're pretty busy. So I work for one of the major banks, and there's a lot going on with them in a lot of areas. So
Yeah.
I'm quite busy. But
That's it. Well, for what we've done together, I mean, most investors are looking for some new income from an investment property, the tax breaks and all of that. A bit of long-term asset growth as well. What was the main reason why you guys wanted to get an investment property?
For us, it was obviously taking the next step. Like, definitely that's what was on our to-do list. Additional to that would have been the tax benefits, so that's a bonus.
Yeah.
But
and just
all in all,
diversification of funds as well, just not shares or self-managed super, just building it out.
Future-proofing, really.
Yeah, a little bit of diversification versus just having all your eggs in one basket in shares and super and all that.
Yep.
Is that what sort of made you get an investment property, or what were your thoughts on, was there a bit of a trade-off there in your head when it came to shares, property, super, all that sort of stuff?
I think property has always been something that we would have preferred to have got into regardless. It was just about the timing and the family situation and being comfortable with making the leap.
Yep. When you I mean, now that we've gotten this far, do you feel like you might have wanted to do this earlier, or has this been the right timing for you guys, or where are you guys there in your journey?
I think if we could have done it 5 or 10 years ago, we would have. But it's probably the right time for us on a number of fronts. So it's sort of worked out pretty well, albeit considering the corona situation. It's not much we can do about that, but everything else is pretty well aligned.
I think for myself, it would be confidence that I secured actually full sort of paid employment. Therefore, I wasn't relying on contractors waiting for them to pay me, because I'm usually self-employed.
Yeah. And
just having that buffer of security, having that wage come in, I think the risk value, that's how we both were like, okay, now more confident that if we had any shortfalls, we had extra income.
Yeah.
So I think that helped with timing as well. Don't you agree? That now you feel better that I had that wage as well.
Yep.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, maybe just a little bit on the service then, on actually getting through this process. I mean, initially when you went through your enrollment call, we would have let you know early on that for us to actually secure you a property, we would have needed about an hour of your time at least per week, every week since sort of the beginning of getting started. Do you feel like that time was a worthwhile investment now that we've hit the finish line?
Yeah, I think so. It's everybody's time poor. It's just about making the time to do the things, whatever that might be. But having someone to coordinate and drive and manage all the components makes a big difference. Like an hour a week's a drop in the ocean compared to 20 hours here, 50 hours there to get it done on the other side. So.
But having them follow that up and liaising with the lawyers and you doing all the running, really, we definitely empowered our trust in you. And whatever you sent us, we were like, I'm sure they've gone over it. I'm sure they've completed their due diligence. We went obviously over our own contracts and so forth, but you being the experts, we did, I suppose, put, that role in, the trust into you guys, because, that's how I felt. Did you not?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. So how overall would you rate the professionalism of the entire team?
It was, fantastic.
Yeah. No, can't complain. Never had any issues. It's a pretty complicated process, so being able to get through it pretty much unscathed,
And speaking to that one person, that was the legal person, we spoke to the one person. We spoke to Amelia or yourself. It was not, a new person on the phone. It was just those same consistency with some team members, which was, we recognised their voice when they rang.
Yeah.
It was,
Awesome. That's really good to hear. Great feedback. I really enjoy hearing it. I'm sure the team will too. If you had any family members or friends that were interested in getting their own investment property too, would you recommend the phone homes service to them?
definitely. You?
Yeah. As I said, I think it's horses for courses. Some people, like managing things themselves and spending way more time and effort and pain and suffering to do that. That's their call. But if they want to get, chauffeured through the process, then I don't see why we wouldn't recommend it.
Awesome. That's great to hear. If you only had a few words to maybe describe the service overall, working with the team, just a few words, let's say 3 or 5 words, what words come top of mind?
Proactive, personable, professional, supportive.
They were very competent too. They got straight to the point when they would call. We're ringing for this, you need to sign this, or you need to follow up on this, or we're still waiting on this. It's just easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. It really is going to motivate the team. I'm sure everyone gets a real kick out of when our clients get all the way through the process.